Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, and we're going to talk about the animation industry. We're going to talk about AI art. We're going to talk about Netflix being in trouble with the art community again, because apparently some Netflix anime productions are using AI art for backgrounds, and this is kind of the future of animation, I think. And this is an unfortunate truth, but we said before, AI art, there's nothing stopping it. I'm not agreeing with it. I don't think it's ever really fully going to replace human artists, but it is getting better and better, especially for things like backgrounds, that aren't really as detail intensive. You can just say, hey, give me a cityscape or something, and it works. And look, we know that a lot of animation studios are cutting corners wherever they can because animation's expensive. The demand for anime is through the roof, and they're cutting corners. I mean, look at the quality of most anime now compared to, I'm not talking the stories, right? I'm talking the animation quality compared to the stuff that was being done 10 or 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You know, for every Demon Slayer, there's 10 or 12 anime series that are obviously cutting some corners, using a lot of static images, a lot of computer tricks, you know what I'm saying? So it's not all good, and I think we're going to see more and more of this as the demand for anime content increases and companies like Netflix decrease the amount of money they're willing to spend for it. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 290, almost 291,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We do talk about the animation industry, we talk about anime. This is from clownfishtv.com. Hat tip to Mike Phelan, who put this article up, and then we're going to go out to Fortune. They're also talking about it, that a lot of artists are not happy about Netflix choosing to use AI art generators to create backgrounds, right? So yeah, shortage of artists in the animation industry could, well, it's not just that, they want to pay people. Just saying, could lead studios to seek out AI companies for a solution. According to PC Mag, Netflix is already taking steps toward plugging that labor hole. The animated work in question is a Netflix Japan short called Dog and Boy. Attack on Titan's Wit Studio employed Rena, an AI character and scenario company, to create the backgrounds for the anime in question. Netflix Japan admitted in a blog post that this project was an experiment. The company wanted to challenge Rena and Wit Studio to create something with new tools available while the labor market was dry. Upon first viewing the short, I could not tell that the landscape artwork was created by artificial intelligence. However, what could this mean for animators, artists, and the already low-pay, high-stress environments they already operate in? That's a really good question. So here is the short. The backgrounds are apparently AI generated. And this is, of course, an experiment, but yeah, I wouldn't have been able to tell. I mean, again, it's not perfect, but it is getting better. And whoa, oh my God, look at that sad dog. See, look, they blow up the AI art, right? What more could you ask for? They blow it all up. So the original intention for AI art, as I understand it, wasn't necessarily to replace artists completely. It was to maybe work as in-betweeners, or do some in-between frames, maybe coloring, and eventually these programs are going to be trained to do a lot of that kind of work. And I think it is going, again, for better or for worse, it might get to a place where what used to take a staff of 200 can be done with like 20 or 12 or 2 people. That's just the way the technology works, right? I mean, look at all the advances in tools for animation and comics over the last 10 to 20 years. Just imagine where AI tools are going to be in another 10 to 20 years. It's definitely not there yet. I mean, you look at some of the stuff being created and you're like, yeah, this is obviously being done by something or someone that has no understanding of how hands work, right? But people are going to be put out of work. I mean, it is the truth. Background painters are potentially going to be put out of work. It might be that you have somebody overseeing a farm of computers that are generating backgrounds, but it's also on another level, kind of like, well, how much more animation could actually be produced if these tools were competent? And again, I think it's going to take a while, but we're definitely getting there. So this is coming from Fortune. A lot of people are talking about Netflix's new anime short titled The Dog and the Boy, but not for the reasons the streaming company might have hoped. On Wednesday, they revealed the short, developed by what studio used an AI program as part of the creative process. They put it out on Twitter, Netflix Japan did, as an experimental effort to help the anime industry, which has a labor shortage. We used image generation technology for the background images of all 3-minute video cuts. That revelation sparked a strong reaction from artists on social media who criticized the streaming company for trying to avoid paying human artists and pinning the blame on a shortage of talent. I don't buy the latter. I do believe that Netflix was trying to avoid paying human artists because, as I understand it, from what I recall, Netflix tries to defer payment as long as they can to Japanese animation studios. Netflix has gotten in trouble before for underpaying people in the Philippines. I guess they were working on Carmen Sandiego, and they weren't paying their people. I've heard that they try to put orders in for anime series and not pay for like 18 months, which means the studio has to float all the expenses and pay their people and all of that. So, make no mistake. And, when it comes to Netflix, they're absolutely positively trying to get at paying people, right? Some social media users quoted a scene from a 2016 documentary about Miyazaki, the director behind Spirited Away. Miyazaki, after seeing a demo of AI-generated animation, said he was utterly disgusted and called the program an insult to life itself. Miyazaki is not a very happy person. Strongly feel this is an insult to life itself. Yeah. Netflix did not respond to requests for comment. Is there actually a labor shortage in anime? The global market for Japanese anime reached $21 billion in 2021, according to the Association of Japanese Animation. Demon Slayer, the movie, Mugen Train, on its release in 2021, broke U.S. records. It's big business for Netflix, with the company's lead for anime telling The Hollywood Reporter in 2021, half of its global subscribers watched anime. Yet there are not enough skilled animators to meet the demand for Japanese cartoons. Anime is a labor-intensive ordeal, with around 200 animators needed to create a single title. So the WIT Studio president, George Wada, said last year the industry's labor shortage is a real crisis and that the anime boom meant more talent was needed to keep up with demand. The industry is also infamous for low pay and overwork. Illustrators can make as little as $200 a month. And even the top animators might only get $3,800 a month. Come work for us. Yeah, come work for us. If we can get you for that, holy crap. Freelancers at some studios reported working 400 hours a month. I can believe it, going for weeks without a single day off. Please draw it yourself. Artists complain the image generation AI programs like Stable Diffusion are trained on image data sets scraped from the internet. They're talking about the class action lawsuit, which we covered before. For fan art, please draw it yourself. I didn't realize how high quality AI was these days, so please don't use AI drawings as fan art or say it's your own work. It's getting freakishly good. I've played around with it a little bit, obviously not for commercial use, but I've been able to generate images that probably could pass for, a magazine illustration or, something for a blog post. I think I've actually used a couple AI images on thumbnails, because they're, to me, disposable and whatever. But yeah, it's, where this is going to be in 5, 10, 20 years is pretty frightening. And eventually we're going to get to a place where, it's years away, but like Star Trek, when you go into the holodeck and you basically tell the holodeck what you're looking for, and it creates a realistic simulation with characters and all of that. That is going to happen. Maybe not in 3D. We have VR now, but it definitely could happen with movies. What kind of movie do you want to watch? What's your ideal movie? And the AI will generate a movie just for you based on prompts. It's going to happen. What actors would you like to see? Oh, you like Harrison Ford? Look, we'll just de-age Harrison Ford. We'll make a brand new Indiana Jones movie just for you to watch at home. It's going to happen. You know, that we're kind of getting to that point, and it is kind of scary. I mean, it really is. You know, as far as, you know, all the people working in the creative fields go, I mean, it's never going to completely replace human creativity. But I think, if anything, humans are going to have to ramp up their creativity to make sure the machines can't just do their jobs. And there are a lot of people working in a lot of industries that are just going through the motions. And if you're just going through the motions and you're not really bringing the creativity, if you're a screenwriter or a director or artist or whatever, you can be replaced by a computer, and that's pretty scary, and it's gonna happen, you know, for better or for worse. So there we go, guys. AI anime coming your way. Lots more of it, I'm sure. Gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.